Why would you do this? Offload your queries near real time. When you think about what you can do with that, the idea of the read-only physical standby dates back to release 8i, if I remember correctly. And you get a very similar capability here. Of course, it isn't real-time query, but then firstly, real-time query requires licensing active DataGuard, and secondly, you can't even license that on standard edition. Remember, everything we've seen so far works on SE. You don't need enterprise edition licenses for this. So that will be the first reason, offload your queries the way we've been doing with enterprise edition since release 8i. Fault tolerance, well, this is slightly, it isn't what it was designed for. That's what you have to bear that in mind. It isn't what it was designed for, but it's very, very similar to DataGuard with a small data loss. In my case, a lag of 1 minute. Note here we're getting the errors, but it's actually opened. So it's reporting as an error there. So let us see what might happen in regards of a problem. And perhaps maybe you can appreciate the fault tolerant capability. So in my source database, CDB1, what I shall do here is pretend that it's just been broken. Something horrible has happened to it. So I shall shut down, abort. Okay, goodbye. Oops, I'll just connect to the root container to make it even more dramatic and close the whole container. Right, so goodbye CDB1. Well, what's happening here in CDB2? Well, I'll connect to the root container. And as far as the root container is concerned, it's just a PDB, open read-only, waiting to be refreshed. Right, and there will be errors in the alert log saying can't refresh it. Now, at this stage, I'm just going to clone it in case I want to do any more. I'm going to create a pluggable database failed over from clone PDB1. I don't want to work on this one yet in case I need to do another demonstration of it. So I'll just clone it. Note this is a open clone. I'm cloning the open read-only database. This is now, of course, completely legal, even in SE2. Even in SE2, I can have 2 user-created PDBs. Then, if I go to open my failed over database. So I shall just get the command there, and this one, also pluggable database failed over open, I'm going to open read write. Once you open it read write, it becomes an absolutely standard, totally independent PDB. And that will contain the data from the source PDB as of the last refresh, which in my case was 1 minute before I simulated a failure with my shutdown aborts. So that's a perfectly normal read-write pluggable container. And that's where we can say it's possibly similar to DataGuard for minimal data loss. Note, if you have the licenses, everything I've done so far is available in SE2. Enterprise Edition on Exadata, it even has a switchover capability. What I cannot do on SE2 is, in effect, make this a primary and start refreshing the broken container that I shut down here in CDB1. But that, you can do it, Enterprise Edition on Exadata, with all the licenses, you have that switchover capability. The third reason for using this, and this is my personal favorite, it's platform migration. This is a brilliant capability. Now, we moved our main production systems from Linux 7 servers to Linux 8 servers using exactly this technique only a few weeks ago. If any of you haven't come across this problem, you can't do an in-place upgrade of Oracle Linux from 7 to 8. It has to be a new installation on a new machine. So what did I do? Built the new machine with all the Linux 8 security and all that sort of thing, created CDBs on the new machine, hot cloned our production PDBs across into them, let them run for a few days, about a week or so, to make sure the refreshes are working okay, opened them read-only from time to time to check they really were okay. Then negotiation with the relevant customers, negotiated a short downtime, and did the switchover. And the actual downtime for that complete platform migration was single-digit minutes. Very powerful capability indeed. Something I've tested in the laboratory. You can combine this with Upgrade as well if you want to. So powerful capability bundled with all releases.